and welcome to Brackley for this, the launch of the RA108. Ladies and gentlemen, the RA108. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenson Button, Rubens Barrichello, and the man who's been sat in the cockpit of the RA108 this morning, our latest signing, the team's new reserve and test driver, Alex Burts.
We wanted to launch the car at our HQ here in Brackley in Northamptonshire, really to show people Honda's commitment to Formula One. We've got a really fantastic site here. It's filled with the absolute latest technology, and we just wanted to show people that.
Well, the thing that's most important to me for 2008 and the future is that we make positive progress all the time. It's a very, very tough business, Formula One, so it would be naive to think we can just turn a switch and suddenly be winning races. But it's to create the philosophies and belief from the team that they can succeed. So I think 2008, realistically, we should be aiming to score points, but more importantly, we should be aiming to have a better understanding of what's needed to create a winning Formula One car and build for the future.
For 2008, there's a lot of changes, personnel within the team. A lot of changes there, and the obvious one is Ross Brawn, the new team principal. But also in the aerodynamic side, engineering, a few other areas, we have a lot of new personnel, which are making a big difference. We already have a very strong team, but now with these new personnel, it's making a big difference. So we're positive for the future. I am very positive for the future with Honda, and we just got to take it step by step now, and really work hard. And everyone's giving 100%, which we need to do.
Of course, we have to keep our feet on the ground and start thinking about the points and so on. But in life, you have what you really dream of, and for me, a dream would be to finish very well placed this year, to get podiums and everything, and I think we can achieve.
Well, clearly last year was a disappointment, but we put behind us, and always when we are challenging, we accept some mistake, but the most important thing is how we can learn from mistake.
Back to the middle again. Back to the right.
Well, 昨年は非常に厳しい年で残念な結果に終わりましたけども、昨年半ばから新しい、ニューフェイスの追加も含めて、この新車に向けて大きなチャレンジをしてきました。今年はその反省を含めて大きく前進したいと思いますので、世界のファンの皆様の期待に応えるべく、さらに一層頑張りますので、ぜひ応援をお願いいたします。
Last year, 2007, was not good for our team. So we've had to change quite a lot for the 2008 season. The first thing is really a complete change in design philosophy behind the car. This car is completely new. There's virtually nothing on it which is the same as last year's car, and that's taken a whole new way of thinking. It's made us look at all our processes and procedures, and I think we're very much better for it. The second thing is this is a product of a lot of new people. We've really reinforced our engineering team, not just at the top with the appointment of Ross, but the design office is staffed with or led by different people. The aerodynamics department has got a lot of new blood, a lot of new experience in there. And equally, our marketing approach has just evolved a little bit. Last year we had the My Earth Dream idea. This year we broadened it out to Earth Dreams, which is looking at the environment in a broader sense. So for our team, a lot of change.
Well, the design strategy of the RA 108 was really following on from the difficulties the team had last year, where the car was probably too sensitive. This aerodynamic platform was too sensitive. It produced the downforce, but in an inconsistent way. It made the car very difficult to drive. So the main priority with this car has been to produce good figures, but to produce them on a much more stable aerodynamic platform. So as the car rolls and moves around the corners, it produces a performance in a consistent way, so the drivers can use it and feel it and take advantage of it. Well, I think the driver lineup is very good. Rubens has obviously won several races, and Jensen's won a race. So both drivers are proven race winners, and I think that they've had a frustrating time, and they've shown their strength during their frustrating time. And if we can give them the equipment, I'm confident they'll succeed. And I don't think we're going to be lacking for driver skills in the future. It's simply we have to produce the equipment. And we've had the addition of Alex Wurz as a test driver, which I'm very excited about. I've never worked with Alex, but a couple of people here have, and they all have a very high opinion of him. And we've got to make progress in the next few years, and having a test driver of the caliber of Alex is a big asset for the company.
I think we have a lot of new faces, and in addition to the existing resources, including a big asset from Japan R&D. All of three teams now working together as one team. That's a good thing.
It was a tough year for everyone, and not a year we expected. But the good thing is, I personally feel, is that we really got a proper wake-up call, and we realised that the direction that we were going in was not correct. We've had to make a lot of changes, and I think that we've made some very positive changes, and we've needed this, I think, to give us that boost. Hopefully in the future up to the front of the grid, you know, challenging for wins. Targets are a difficult one for 2008. You know, I think for me personally, I would like to see an improvement every race with the car, and I don't mean compared to our car from the previous race. I mean compared to our competitors. And if we can do that, I'd be very happy. Points obviously would be great this year. That's not what we want for the future, but it's a stepping stone to getting closer to what we want, which is obviously the challenge for the World Championship. But it's going to be an interesting year, 2008. I think we're going to, you know, we know our direction now, especially aerodynamically, and we've just got to build on it. And I think it's an exciting year for all of us.
Well, the car felt good. The first impressions were just to really shake down the car, and you know, people were talking about times and so on, but we went out just to check if the car was reliable and so on. So we did what we had to do for the first test. It wasn't even on launch spec. We had some different wings and so on the car. So you know, I'm really looking forward for the next test. That's we're gonna meet our targets and see what's where we are at the moment with performance.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when I said retire from racing, I meant racing, and I always said I would love to stay in Formula One testing, because that's really something I enjoy since basically my childhood, working very hard to make sure the car is going quicker, better, getting the team together, the engineers on the right thinking process. So I really like this part of the work. Well, first of all, being part of the enormous Honda racing history, the racing spirit. I mean, Honda really stands for racing. They've achieved a lot in the sport. And then they come together of a lot of very interesting people at the Honda racing team. You know, you name Ross Brawn, Steve Clark. I know a few guys from other teams which are here now in the Honda F1 racing squad. So I thought, ooh, that's a really interesting position to be in, testing. You know, the team had a little bit of a recession in the last year, but now being part of the forward movement, that's what motivates me.